South America, I can't go to South America. I'll get beat up. I'll get raped. I'll get mugged. I'll get kidnapped. I'll get my organs harvested. I'll get sick. Something horrible will happen to me because it's very, 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 very dangerous all over the entire world, except in the one Western country I happen to have been born in. That country is perfect. There's no crime there. But everywhere else in the world, it's super dangerous, so I have to stay here in my rapidly collapsing Western country. Time to address this. This is going to be fun. I am Caleb Jones, and this is Sovereign CEO. I help guys just like you how to set up location-independent businesses, move to a less bad country, or at least set up an international backup plan, and do all those things for very little money. You have heard all of the horror stories that scare Westerners, particularly Americans, so much. Oh, I read an article about someone who got kidnapped because they went to Mexico. Oh, I saw this YouTube video, Caleb, where this guy got his iPhone stolen. He got beat up. Oh, a friend of mine, he went to Colombia and he got his wallet stolen. Oh, I don't know. South America, Central America, Africa, Eastern Europe, parts of Southeast Asia. It's very dangerous out there. I better stay in America where everything is perfect and safe and nothing bad will ever happen to me. My favorite are people, especially Americans, but some Europeans too, who will be talking about some particular, country in South America or whatever. Like Ecuador, oh, Paraguay, oh, Colombia, oh, those are dangerous countries. I better not go there. And the person saying this lives in Chicago, for example, a super high crime rate city, much higher than anywhere in Paraguay. Yes, you have millions of Americans and other Westerners who actually live in more dangerous cities than the countries they're scared to visit. Hello? As a matter of fact, I will do a video on this soon. I'm going to show you actual crime statistics from, quote, shithole countries, including places in Africa, and compare them to many American and European cities, and you are going to freak the fuck out when you see how unsafe American and many European cities have actually become in this era of Western collapse. So right off the bat, your fears about non-Western countries being unsafe are probably bullshit because you actually haven't done the research, and I will cover that in great detail in a minute. But yes, some bad things do happen to Westerners who travel to other countries. I have seen them, you've heard of them, I've read articles, I've seen the same YouTube videos you have, I've seen all these horror stories. Yet, for some strange reason, I have traveled all over the world, including many regions and many countries where most Westerners would consider very dangerous. And I have literally never had a single problem with crime. Not once, not any way, not ever. I've never been mugged. I've never been ripped off. I've never had anything stolen. I've never been accosted in any way. I have literally never had a problem. Why is that? Am I just lucky? Was I born under a lucky star and I can just take all these risks and nothing bad will ever happen to me because I happen to be magically lucky? Am I special in some way like that? No. The answer is when I travel to other countries, I don't do anything stupid. And I don't mean that to be glib or to be arrogant. I'm actually giving you something very specific, and I will define this very specifically. But before I do, if you like this content, you should subscribe to this YouTube channel. Click the like on the video, click the bell on this video, leave a comment on this video. Even if you completely disagree with me, the more comments and more algorithm-friendly stuff I get on these videos, the more of these videos I will do for you. But let me get back to this stupid thing, because I'm being very literal when I say this. I'm gonna make a statement, I've made this statement before, and here it is. Of all the horror stories I have ever heard in my entire life, and I've heard a lot, I've heard them all, okay? I've probably heard more of them than you have, because I've done more research on these topics than probably you have. Every time I've seen a Western encounter some kind of crime problem in a non-Western country, I've been through all these cases. I have never seen a Westerner encounter a problem with crime in a non-Western country who is behaving intelligently. And I mean that, let me say that again. I have never seen a scenario where someone got beat up, or mugged, or stolen from, or ripped off, or something like that when they were visiting a non-Western country where they weren't doing something stupid. I will be very specific. Of course, when you go to a country that has higher crime rates in certain areas, you don't go to the touristy areas where all the thieves hang out and pull out your super expensive new iPhone and say, hey everybody, I'm at this touristy place. Boom, suddenly there's a baseball bat in the back of your head. You don't do that. Of course, you don't walk around when the sun has gone down in a very dangerous part of town. You don't do that. Of course. You don't spend the night with some random hooker you meet in some developing or underdeveloped country and let her spend the night. Of course, if you do that, you're going to wake up and your wallet is gone. Of course, you don't go to a city or region like this and stay out late at night and get stupid, stumbling drunk in front of a bunch of random strangers. You don't do these stupid things, and if you do these stupid things, of course, horrible things are going to happen to you. But it's not because the country was bad, it's because you were stupid. I'm sorry to be that clear and that blunt, but it's true. I've made the parallel with Dubai, where I live here. Yes, in Dubai, if you get stumbling drunk, I don't mean a little drunk, I don't mean you've had a few to drink. I mean you get stumbling, stupid drunk, and you walk outside and you go up to some random woman and grab her ass and do it right in front of a police officer, you're gonna have a problem. But it's not because Dubai sucks, it's because you were stupid. You don't do that kind of thing here. Now, frankly, these days, the cops probably just let you off with a warning. They get more and more relaxed every year. 5 years ago, you couldn't do that, but nowadays you probably could. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm saying that unlike most of you in the West, I live in a country that gets more relaxed and has less restrictions every year instead of you guys in the United States, Canada, Australia, Europe, who get more laws and more restrictions every year. It's kind of nice. You might want to consider it. Anyway, the point is your behavior is a direct cause and effect relationship to the problems you encounter when you travel abroad or if you live abroad. And yes, some countries are better than others. If you want a detailed breakdown of the entire planet Earth, of all the countries and regions of the world in terms of the best places to move to, you should check out my course, Escape Plan, at escapeplancourse.com. I lay out the entire world and give you the pros and cons of every country, every region, just about. And I show you which countries are the best and which ones are the least bad. You might want to check it out if you're thinking about moving out of your collapsing Western country, which you should do. I did it, and I'm so happy I have. But here's the bottom line on how to be safe when you travel abroad or when you move abroad. It's only 3 things, and they are very, very simple. And I guarantee if you do these 3 things, you will literally never have a problem outside of the 2% rule. If you don't know what the 2% rule is, I suggest you click this video right there and learn about what I mean by that. Basically, in a nutshell, it means if something has less of a 2% chance of occurring to you, you don't worry about it. And if you do all these 3 things we're talking about, you'll be fine, barring the 2% rule, which you shouldn't worry about anyway. Number 1, do the research. Americans are notorious about not doing this, and some Europeans are just as bad. When you go to a new non-Western country, you need to do the research in terms of the city or cities you will be spending time in and know the areas of town you should avoid and the areas of town that are safe. Yes, there are parts of Bogota, Colombia you don't want to go to after dark. Just like there are parts of New York City and Chicago that you don't want to go to at all. There are parts of Chicago, and you live in Chicago, you know this, that the cops won't even go because it's so dangerous. Many large cities are like this. There are some dangerous areas you don't go, and there are some safe areas that are just fine. My favorite city in all of Mexico, and one of my favorite cities in the entire Latin world, is Guadalajara, Mexico. It's a wonderful city. I did a whole video on it. You can watch that video there if you want more details on it. It's fantastic. I'm probably gonna get a house there next year. But even in Guadalajara, there are parts of Guadalajara you don't want to visit. You certainly don't want to visit after dark. And that's fine as long as you know where they are. It only takes a little time, maybe a half an hour or an hour of research, maybe not even that, to sit down and figure out what regions of the city are safe and what regions of the city are not safe. And guess what you do when you go visit that city? You hang out in the safe areas and you don't go to the dangerous areas. Really simple. On top of that, you want to do overall research in terms of things to not do. For example, yes, I have seen YouTube videos of dumb Westerners who visited South American countries and they went to a place frequented by tourists, which means frequented by thieves in many cases, and they pull out their expensive new phone, and then the next video you get is they're all bruised up and they're crying like, I got beat up in mud, they took my phone. Yes, dumb fuck, because you didn't do the research. Had you done the research, you would have read you don't fucking do that in certain areas, even in certain safe areas, depending on the country. Just do the research. You should do this anyway, by the way. This should be part of your standard operating procedure. Whenever you travel to a new country, you should sit down and do some research on it so that you'll be safe in that country. I am amazed at the number of people who don't do this, and I am double amazed at the number of people who don't do this and then encounter all kinds of crime problems when they go visit that country. And frankly, in my opinion, they deserve it because they were too stupid or too lazy to just take 30 minutes and do the research on what is appropriate behavior there and what is not appropriate behavior, the safe parts of town and the dangerous parts of town. It's not that tough. Number 2, and this one only matters if you are going into a region that is a little dangerous, and that is to keep a low profile. For example, I have been speaking with guys who've been traveling internationally for much longer than I have been traveling internationally. And I remember 20 years ago, back when Colombia was very dangerous, there were Americans who still went down there for whatever reasons they wanted, and they never had a problem. And I would talk to them, I say, how did you pull that off in a dangerous, back then, dangerous area like Colombia? They say, you know what, it's all about keeping a low profile. Keep a low profile, dress in normal clothes, jeans and a t-shirt, and a very plain jacket. Don't make a spectacle. Don't be loud. Don't flash expensive shit around. Don't flash credit cards. Don't flash cash. Even better, don't have cash on you if you can at all avoid it. Keep your wallet or your phone or whatever in your front pocket, not your back pocket. Keep a low profile. Don't make a spectacle of yourself like when you have a selfie stick with your expensive iPhone walking around. That's not keeping a low profile. Being loud and boisterous at the local bar. That's not being low profile. Keep a low profile. And again, in most places in the non-Western world, you don't even need to do that. You have to keep a low profile. I'm just saying if you're going somewhere that is questionable, keep a low profile and don't do anything stupid. It's not that tough. Item number 3 to be safe when you travel is don't do anything stupid. I can't tell you the number of guys I've seen complain on the internet where they go to Colombia or they go to Venezuela prior to Venezuela's problems, or they go to Brazil and they find some hooker and they bring the hooker over to their hotel room or apartment and they spend the night with the hooker, some random hooker who doesn't speak English, and they are shocked to find that when they wake up the next morning, all their valuables are gone, their passport's gone, their wallet's gone, their cash is gone, all their credit cards are gone. Yeah, I would be surprised if that didn't happen. And again, it's not because that country is bad, it's because you were fucking stupid. I can't believe how stupid Westerners are when they travel other countries. Don't do stupid shit. Other examples like getting stumbling drunk in these countries and then you get mugged, of course, or staying out late and then you can't find a taxi or an Uber or a subway or whatever because you stayed out too late. Just dumb. These are things that are easily avoided if you're just not stupid. Now, you may try to give me a counter argument, but well, I want to have fun when I travel. I have a lot of fun when I travel. If you know my Alpha Male 2.0 content, you know how much fun I have. I have a lot of fun, but I don't do anything stupid. You can have a lot of fun when you travel and really experience the local culture or whatever you want to experience in there without being stupid. You can do both. How am I able to pull this off? It's not that hard. Again, none of these things are very difficult. You just, not you, but some of you just don't want to take the time and effort to do these things. The world is a wonderful and magical place. You need to go experience it, and most of you need to move out of your collapsing Western country, and this is a baseline set of behaviors you should follow whenever you travel. If you want more information on South America, which is one of the best places in the world to go these days, you should watch this video here where I do a deep dive on every South American country there is. See you in the next video. Have fun.